I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this. A team's down multiple possessions, and they're putting like full court press on, and they're like trying to steal, generate fouls. The latitude the officiating allows at that point is like it's sometimes you're watching, you're like, in what world is that? In any other part of the game, that's a foul. Like he is just groping the guy. Like this is, but yeah, that was awesome. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday morning to you all, or Monday night if you're hanging out with us. Hope you all had a lovely evening. I ended up placing a bet. I originally didn't have any bets last night and ended up adding Arizona money line at a pick. Shout out to Apollo in the Discord because he was the one that tagged me and said this game's about to start. What are you taking? And I looked and it was a pick'em and I took Arizona -110. So shout out to Apollo for that one because I would not have if he didn't tag me. I was in the middle of something. I wouldn't have placed that. So, yeah, well, TV Jones is here as well. Tuesday.
Shout out you and Steez, by the way, for that NBA call in the middle of the day. You guys were ripping on that team that was down 50 points, and I was like, I'm going to bet the Generals down 48.5. That gave me something for entertainment.
The Generals?
I don't know. That's what the 76ers looked like until they were down 50 points.
Sixers are about to win in blowout fashion tomorrow night. I'm on the Sixers. But NBA's late. Oh, look at that. It's already up to 10.5. Hashtag sharp.
I went 2-0 in the NBA today. That shit's easy. I don't know why people act like capping the NBA is hard. I just waltz in with no knowledge and go 2-0.
I did the same thing, Trevor. When I took my kid to the freaking Lakers game, cashed the over, cashed LaMelo 6+ threes, LeBron to hit 3 threes. I felt like I was God.
People act like capping the NBA is hard.
TV Jones goes, I just waltz in. So we got a lot of games. There's 18 college basketball games. For those of you that are new to college basketball, Tuesday's a loaded night. So let's get into it. And the first game is a game no one selected. I added this one, so if you guys don't have a ton of thoughts. I thought it was interesting that Wake was catching here. I know we're in Pitt, but I thought Wake was at least 3 or 4 points better than Pittsburgh on a neutral. So I was surprised to see these two teams rated about even in market. Is there an injury that anybody knows about for Wake? They're better than Pitt, right?
Both these teams they're basically the same team.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes, I would agree with that 100%.
Anyone have any thoughts? Or I added this one. No one picked it, so we could just skip it if no one has any.
I would lean Wake Forest. I 100% agree with Trevor that I do think that they're pretty much, I mean, they're like the Spider-Man meme essentially. But they have Wake Forest has played a little bit better schedule, and their last two against SMU and Duke, an SMU team that I keep on saying I think is a lot better than people give them credit for. So now playing Pittsburgh, that little bit of a step down in competition probably helps them a little bit. But again, I don't know. It's not enough for me to bet it. That's for sure.
I've got a KenPom nugget. Wake Forest has never lost to anybody outside the KenPom top 100. Pitt has one KenPom top 100 win, and it was Ohio State, for what it's worth. So, yeah.
Does that mean Wake? Well, I don't even know what to put on the.
That would mean Wake Forest because Pitt's 101 in KenPom.
So yeah, you didn't have that context in there.
Yeah, my bad. I had the number in my head. Just
anything, Spoon, or are we skipping?
Very cherry pick statistic there, but I just think Pittsburgh shouldn't be laying points.
I'm
to
not
anybody
betting
in the country. I think this is a Wake Forest spot. I haven't bet this. If I were going to bet it, I wouldn't take points. I would take just the money line. If they lose this game, I don't think it comes down to the last basket. I think it's because they just fall apart in the second half. And I think Pitt does the same thing. It's not who wins this game. It's who loses this game.
Very, very cherry pick statistic there.
Spoon's
first words of the podcast are throwing a haymaker at TV Jones.
Trevor's body bag.
I was just looking at the actual opponents that they faced, and I was like, what?
Well, I mean, I just noticed it when we were talking about the game on the other show. I was like, oh, hey, that's a fun fact. I'm just going to put that in my pocket.
Wake has
No, I mean, it's true. But like 219, 272, 192, 326, 362.
Hey man, it's just the system. I didn't make the parameters. The parameters just made themselves when I found it looking at the board.
Guys, he did not make the parameters. Someone in the Discord likes Rutgers, and I'm actually doing a search. I think I'm betting Rutgers tomorrow from Toast, yours truly. I just searched the Discord to see who was talking about Rutgers. Last one up. I think I'm betting Rutgers, and also, Wags likes the over as well in this game. Those are the two things. So, Toast, you said it in the group chat. I think I'm betting Rutgers tomorrow. Here's your moment. You have the mic.
I just hate the spot for Michigan State. I guess that's what it is. I feel like spot and pace is going to be huge in this game. I haven't pulled the trigger on Rutgers yet. I'd like to see what this number gets up to. It's not a fade of Michigan State or anything like that. I know that some people think that I hate this team. I don't. But I will say that they're in a pretty bad spot coming off of their West Coast road trip, and they got to absolutely throttle Maryland. And now they got to go on the road with Michigan on deck on Friday night. I would assume, I'm not saying that they're going to pack it in, but I think that winning by margin here, I think they're just trying to get out here with a win. And you have a Rutgers team that I know is really, really bad, but we're catching a lot of points. Neither one of these teams is going to be pushing the pace here. And for what it's worth, Rutgers has played a lot of really good teams. So I'm not trying to make a case that there's some great team, but 9-11 doesn't look really bad when you have I think it's a top 40 strength of schedule, somewhere around there. I mean, they've played a lot of really good teams. So again, not trying to make a case that Rutgers is a good team. I just want to make that very clear. But I do think that pace, spot, and all that put together, I think it would be Rutgers for me. I want to get like 15.5.
They had pulled 2 home upsets in a row, but then they just got destroyed at home by Indiana in their last one.
Yeah, but I mean, Indiana shot 42, almost 43% from deep that night.
That's not even like, I mean, that's good, but that's not
that's good for college. For college, we're not talking NBA.
That is not like practical joke good, dude.
Also, that Penn game, they led for literally 1 second of the game. That was it. They should have lost to Penn at home too.
What are you talking
about? I know that because I was on Penn. You're talking about their home upsets. I mean, they beat Penn. Are you talking about Rutgers?
Dude, that was back in this. Who cares? I'm talking about their Big Ten.
I'm just saying they should have another loss. But I still like Rutgers. I just wanted some justice for Penn money line holders like myself. We got robbed. I kind of like Rutgers, but I don't know if I have the stones to play it. You got Michigan State off of the Maryland beatdown by 50, and then you're going to travel to New Jersey, play shitty old Rutgers, and then travel back home to play Michigan. It's just a rough spot. Sandwich travel spot with the real game on deck. I don't know how much of an effort is really given here, but I don't want to back Rutgers to actually keep it close against Michigan State because I wouldn't be surprised if they lost by 20.
Yeah, that's what's hard about it.
Yeah, I'd rather catch the points than lay the points though.
Spoon, any thoughts?
This has been a tough building for Michigan State in the past. I mean, they've gone into this place and just played with their food. I think this number's a little bit big. I think this is a goalpost of 10 for Michigan State. As Toast alluded to, they just got off a plane a couple days ago, coming back from the West Coast, and they have a huge game with Michigan on deck. That's the more important game for them. It's a rivalry game. It's a game versus one of the top teams in the nation, and Michigan State's in that conversation as well. So that's where the focus probably is in my mind. They're not going to completely look past Rutgers, but I don't think there's any reason that they have to win this game by 20. I'd be surprised to see Michigan State not win by more than 10 points, though. And at this number, it's Rutgers, but I don't want to get involved with it.
I mean, something favoring Rutgers here. This should be the slowest basketball game of all time.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't hate the under. I just don't know how much of an effort Michigan State gives.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Trevor,
they can shut down Rutgers' offense with minimal effort.
Exactly. They can win. They can 50-piece them too, like they did in Maryland. But,
yeah, 136 is a little bit low, but I mean, these are going to be walking it up the court.
There's a new.
Don't confuse slow pace with like not scoring. Like effective field goal percentage in conference, Michigan State is in the 96th percentile in the country. That's good. I mean, Rutgers is on the opposite side of that in the 13th percentile. Good, like even with the lack of possessions, it's still going to open up.
Fade Toast has a new name. He's now named Fading TV Jones unless he's drunk.
Well, that sucks because I went 6-0 today. So
sober, drunk.
So he's probably drunk.
What was your BAC on that 6-0? Yeah, but what was your BAC when you made the selections?
Last night? No, I was sober last night. I didn't drink it all on Sunday. I took it easy.
Good job.
Did you guys know that BYU can't practice on Sundays?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're Mormon.
When we used to go to the WCC tournament every year, everybody got Sunday off because of BYU, so we always thank them for the extra day in Vegas.
Arizona State, Central Florida. Did I add this one, or did someone select this one? Oh no, Trevor selected this one. TV Jones selected this game, so take it away.
TV Jones loves Bobby Hurley.
He does?
No, I love fading Bobby Hurley on the road. Not to mention off of a 14-point home win against Cincinnati. They don't win much. Can't really compare it to their last time. They won. They had to go play Arizona. But they played Arizona to 7 points after that win. But still, you've been at home. You beat it, Cincinnati. Now you got to fly across the country. Got to go play UCF at the Bounce House. On a Tuesday night, this place is going to be rocking. Arizona State is horrendous, especially on the road. I just don't like this team at all. They need Mo Odom to go bananas to have a shot in any game, but I don't see them contending and hanging with UCF's offense and the size and length of their athletes. They can hang, they can play great defense and kind of lock Arizona State down. So I like UCF laying the 8.5 at the Bounce House on Tuesday.
Completely disagree here. I'll just step in for you, Sauce.
Love Bobby Hurley.
I do love me some Bobby Hurley. You mentioned traveling across the country. Where was UCF just at again? Oh, Colorado. Where's
that? But they're going back home. They're going back home. That's different.
I don't know. Oh, okay. Just trying to figure that out. I'm not a map guy.
Arizona's further than Colorado.
So
it's not that much further.
Yeah, it is. Just look at a map, dude. Obviously.
I am going to pull up a map. I'm pretty sure
I'm not a map guy, but I will say this. I think that Arizona's playing a little bit better than people are giving them credit for, especially getting so many points. I mean, yes, I'm not trying to make a case that there's some great basketball team, but I mean, they lost a very close game after getting blown out by BYU. They go and they beat Kansas State. Then they lose a very, very close game to Arizona, where that game was kind of like, up in the air at some point. And then obviously they have a letdown against Houston. But I mean, the West Virginia game, I guess, isn't great, but I don't know. This is a lot of points for a UCF team that I don't think is that good. And I know that 4-3 in conference, but I just don't really think that they're that good at all. I'm not impressed with Cincinnati or Kansas State or Colorado. Again, not that those teams aren't better than Arizona State, but laying 8.5 after coming across the country, I'm just not in love with this spot. I not to mention the fact Hurley was on, me, I'm loving the papers and stuff. Hurley was talking about how they have no home court advantage anymore and this place is dead and yada, yada, yada. And they finally had some life against Cincinnati. I think they can carry it out on the road. And, schedule merchant in me. Arizona State's played one of the strongest schedules in the country. So, I'll take all those points with Bobby Hurley.
I kind of like what Toast was saying better than what you were saying, TV Jones.
That's fine. You're gonna like it until you see Bobby Hurley coaching, and not in Arizona State. They suck on the road.
So I have the distance here. The distance from Tempe, Arizona to Central Florida is 2,146 miles compared to 1,872 miles. So it's about dead even.
300 miles? What's that? That's about an hour on a plane.
Do they get extra points because they were in elevation? Elevation, does that matter?
No, it's not 300 miles. It's about 250 miles. 250 miles in a plane. But it's the same flight. It's the same flight, dude. Spoon, break the tie.
At this number, it's just UCF for me. I don't have a big enough edge to actually move on anything here. I do feel like Arizona State has the ability to keep a game close with UCF, but I mean, there's just so many variables in the second half. You have Bobby Hurley on the sideline. Technical fouls are always live. A quick 5-point swing. And that bounce house is just going to go absolutely electric. I think this is a UCF spot at this number. If it was closer to 5, I would be slamming UCF. But at this number, I can't move on Arizona State. They also have Arizona on deck. That's a huge game. So I'm not going to look to get involved here.
Just for the record, TV Jones mentioned it too. Arizona State on the road. Their road losses in conference this year on the road at UCLA, BYU, Arizona, and Houston.
Yeah, they played Arizona and Houston. They
so many teams are going to look so good when they play that schedule on the road.
I don't care. Yes, it's fortunate for them. It looks good because of who they played. Unfortunately for them, they're not and have not been a good road team under Bobby Hurley. In years past.
In what world is UCF 3 possessions better?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys
watch tomorrow. You're gonna be like, holy shit.
I'm not saying this can't happen. I'm just saying, in what world are you actually comfortable with that bet? They beat Cincinnati by 1. Cincinnati
UCF is a good team.
4.
I'm putting Arizona State up.
Cincinnati also plays great defense.
I might bet that with Toast. Arkansas, Oklahoma in Norman. Who wants to talk about the Hogs?
I want to talk about it, but I'm going to let TV Jones go first because he's the known hog lover on this show.
He's a big hog guy.
Love the Hogs. This is a don't fall for the soup play right here. Arkansas -2.5. Oklahoma is abysmal. This team is abysmal. Even at home, they're not selling games out. Saturday when they'd have Alabama or whoever coming in. Nobody comes to these games. They got no home court environment. Porter Moser is an all-right coach at best. Arkansas, they just lost to Georgia last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago, so it's about a week and a half ago. They're not gonna lose again, especially at Oklahoma. I know they have Kentucky on deck, big game for them with Coach Cal, but you're basically at a 2.5 asking them to win by a possession. They can do that against Oklahoma, 100%. They have much better athletes and players. And far better coach. Don't fall for the soup. Fake sharp. Oklahoma's 2.5. Fake sharp. Give me the Hogs.
Actually, I need to second Jen's comment in the comments here. She said, "Don't fall for the soup" with a question mark. We're gonna need you. What does that mean? Don't fall for the soup.
We went over this a while ago. I forget.
I'd like you to reiterate.
I think I heard it from Seinfeld or something. I don't know where I got it. But just don't fall for the soup.
Okay. All right.
Eating the soup Nazi next up?
Yeah, I think he's thinking of the soup Nazi episode.
The soup Nazi, yeah.
Yeah, that's not don't fall for this. That's not.
Oh shit. Okay, well then
that's
I did not get it
for you. 1 year.
Oh yeah.
No soup for you. Spoon, are you falling for the soup?
I kind of wanted to get to Arkansas here. I feel like the number's pretty short. I think I even saw 1.5 that was juiced earlier in the day. I kind of asked myself, why is it so short? I was looking to see if there was any Arkansas injuries. There's not. They've kind of been playing around with the starting lineup over the last few games. Oklahoma, though, they're coming off 6 straight conference losses. They're finally at home after 2 away games, and it feels like they probably could have won one of those at South Carolina or Missouri. They took Missouri to overtime.
Did you see how that game ended and went to overtime?
Touch on it.
Incredible.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Cinema.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the bottom of it.
Winner at the buzzer to go to overtime.
It was a 3 at the buzzer to send it to overtime, and a 3 in overtime at the buzzer to win it in overtime. They should have won that game.
Toast, would you
It
be?
just seems like a nice buy low on Oklahoma. I can't get to either side in this one.
So Arkansas or pass, or should I just say complete pass?
At this number, it's Arkansas, but why is the number so short?
Because Arkansas doesn't know how to play on the road.
Fake.
Show me a spot in this Arkansas schedule that they've played on the road in a decent environment that they've looked good. I'll wait.
Ole Miss always gets jumping.
Really? Because you shit on them this whole year.
You have been shitting on Ole Miss this whole year.
That was just as good as your West Virginia take last night.
Oh my
Trevor.
God, dude.
That was just as good.
That was a bad one.
This is my West Virginia take.
West Virginia's defense is tough.
They are. You guys don't give enough respect.
Toast,
shout out Eric Martin.
Crunch some numbers.
Boomer Sooner. Let everybody bet this number up. I don't think it's going to get better than 3.5. I would be surprised actually, but we'll see. I could be, but I've been doing pretty well lately, so I'll take my chances here. I like Arkansas. They've made a lot of money with me. They played a really good schedule. Everything, they check all the boxes for me. The only box that they don't check is I don't trust them on the road yet this year. Yes, they beat Ole Miss, a team that Trevor has constantly said that they are so bad, but now all of a sudden they're a good basketball team. They lost to Auburn. They lost to Georgia. They lost to Michigan State. None of those are terrible losses. But at the same time, they play a lot of games at home or on neutrals. They don't really have to go to other people's barns so far. And you have an Oklahoma team that I'm not trying to make a case that is good. And I agree with Trevor that Porter Moser is an average coach. But they lose on the road to Gonzaga. That's all good. They lose on a neutral to Nebraska. Nebraska can't lose. They're the best team ever. So that's no harm, no foul there. The Arizona State loss, I guess, doesn't look good. And then you get into conference play. I mean, they get whooped up on Mississippi State. Then they face a buzzsaw in Texas A&M. They keep that game close. Then they faced, at the time, I remember when I said this is the most underrated team in the country, blah, blah, blah. Florida's going to kill them. They run into the buzzsaw, which is Florida. They lose that game. Then they come back against Alabama, and they barely lose that game, a game where Alabama just was shooting the lights out 30% from deep, almost 58% from the field. It didn't matter what Oklahoma did. They weren't going to win that basketball game. Then they go on the road in a down spot. They don't really look good against South Carolina. And then the Missouri game. I mean, how unlucky can you possibly get 3 threes literally at the buzzer at overtime or into regulation and overtime to lose that game? So at least they should be 2-5. Look, I just think this is a really, really good spot to buy low on Oklahoma here, especially coming off that Missouri loss. I'm not trying to make a case that they're a better team or anything like that than Arkansas. Arkansas has made me a lot of money this year, but Arkansas on the road, it cannot be trusted so far, and I think this is a great get-up spot for Boomer Sooner. So I'll be on Boomer Sooner tomorrow. No question.
Okay, so I don't necessarily hate what you were saying, and you're right. Looking at the recent schedule here, I can get on board with a lot of it, but there's no reason to bet this now, right? There's no way this comes down.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would just watch it. Yeah, we'll be up for a few hours, but yeah.
What number are you hoping to get?
Like 3.5. I don't know what we're gonna get. We'll see.
You think 4.5 is possible or no?
Maybe. I don't know. I think some people are gonna be on Oklahoma tomorrow.
All right, I'll put Oklahoma up. I'm down to play it if we get more than a possession.
The two
that's
key play of the day.
I would like 3.5 tomorrow.
I'm falling for the soup.
What kind of soup is it?
He doesn't know, bro. We asked him to explain the phrase, and he was like, "I'm not sure."
I don't even know. What do you think? Would it be brothy or would it be more of a thick soup?
All right, it's time. Nebraska ball. Well, Toast has to go first. It's tough.
How do I have to?
Because everyone's dying to hear you shit on Nebraska. That's like
I haven't even been shitting on them. I don't think they're that good. I don't understand why this is like such a big thing. Like, I'm just
it was just the Michigan State game that got overblown. Some things were said that I think the comments.
Which I won the bet though. I won the bet.
He did win that bet.
So I don't.
Yeah,
know.
but so did the Nebraska people on the money line.
Yeah, so right. But everyone kind of won that. Kind of like the Arizona game tonight. Like everyone had Arizona money line or BYU plus the 3.5. So Nebraska.
I don't think very many people had 3.5. I think a select few had 3.5.
I think just about Jacob was the only person I actually know that had that ticket.
Yeah,
I saw one or two people in Pittsburgh that tailed that.
I think a lot of people were falling in love with BYU throughout the day, and they were watching that number and they all wanted to get involved.
Well, Toast, the poll's coming in 64% taking the plus 10.5 with Nebraska ball.
Yeah, I can't really argue with it. I think you made the joke last show that Michigan who was the president the last time that Michigan covered a basketball game. So definitely not running to the window. I tried to back them versus Ohio State. Didn't really work out really well. This is it's kind of the same type of situation as the Michigan State game. Obviously, Michigan State on deck. That's the big game for Michigan. That's kind of like their measuring stick. And I don't know how you can look over Nebraska right now, who obviously we all know hasn't been beaten and yada, yada, yada. So it's really hard for me to come up here and say like they're going to be overlooking or trying to play complacent against this Nebraska team that hasn't lost and is 9-0 in conference. I mean, you still want to win a Big 12 title, a Big 10 title, excuse me. I mean, I it would only be Nebraska for me. Like, again, I don't think they're a good basketball team, but it is what it is. Michigan's been playing with their food. They don't really feel like they're engaged right now, and they're still winning basketball games.
I think they're going to be engaged for this one.
So do I. But until I actually see it, and I would assume that with Nebraska coming to town, they would be engaged. But until I see it, I'm not laying double digits with this team. So I'm not betting the game. I like to bet the over, but if Michigan comes out engaged and Nebraska's cold and finally has a bad night offensively, it's not going to go over with Michigan by itself. So there's just a lot of question marks. It's going to be a fun basketball game to watch.
I want to take Michigan. Spoon. Yeah, Spoon, you with it?
So I don't want to take Michigan at 10.5. I want to take Michigan at like 9.5. I believe Nebraska money comes in on this line that moves this down. I'd like a single-digit spread here better, but I'd go further than that. I think we can fade Nebraska for their next two games. The home game versus Illinois, they just won their best win of the season probably is Illinois or Michigan State. The Michigan State game was at home, so I rate the Illinois game as a better win going on the road. So you have that team to look forward to. You have Michigan right here. You haven't had a single tough test since the Michigan State game. Nebraska's been a nice story all year, but fairy tales all come to an ending. And Michigan, we can talk about them playing with their food at home. They've had some struggles, not actually blowing teams out at the beginning of the year. They played Wake Forest in Detroit, not in their home building, so a little bit different, but it was a 1-point game. Rutgers absolutely destroyed Villanova, absolutely destroyed. But coming into conference, some of these home wins have not been impressive. They lost the game to Wisconsin that we all remember. Indiana, they won by 14. The Ohio State game, 62-74. They really dressed that one up towards the end. Ohio State was live to win that game in the last few minutes of it. So I think this Michigan team is in a decent buy low situation just because they haven't been covering games. I would like to get this at 9.5 rather than 10.5. I think that's a realistic expectation to be able to get.
Yeah, I agree. And this is coming from somebody that has picked Nebraska on this show every game for about a month now. So by no means I've been picking Nebraska blind. I think it all comes crashing down. I'm looking at Nebraska's recent opponents, and I've been picking Nebraska in every single one of these games. I mean, Indiana, I bet Nebraska. Dude, they were getting beat, and they looked like the worst team in that game for most of it, and then they went on a crazy run to take the lead. Obviously, I was pumped about it. I bet Nebraska in the game, but I was watching that game like, oh, shit, like this team isn't very good. And then they went on a magical run, and I won. Then they played the injured-ass Oregon team, then Northwestern, Washington at home, Minnesota on the road to a good win, but this is just a different level. I
have a horseshoe up their ass, dude.
No, I think this is the time the horseshoe falls out.
I'm not saying, feel free.
What about TV Jones?
Yeah, this is Nebraska ball plus 10.5 and plus 490 money line. Money line, yes. This is not a crazy thing to concede. I mean, Wisconsin, a team that was going nowhere, came into that building, went 15 of 33 from three, which Nebraska can do easily. And Michigan had an off shooting night, 8 of 25 from three, but they still had 24 free throw attempts in that game. We're plus 4 in the free throw department and dominated the paint. But when they're hitting the threes, they can hang, and that is exactly what Nebraska does. I mean, they were dead. You already said it. They were dead at Assembly Hall, came back to win that game. They've clawed back. I mean, going on the road to Illinois to play the Serbian national team, they got it done on the road there too. Now they're going back to play here, a Michigan team, which is really, really damn good. They're going to have the size advantage, and every metric's going to look much better for Michigan. But Nebraska's just got something you can't measure, and that's heart, and that's grit.
Oh,
and
you
that's
could
something
measure,
that
there's
this
a horseshoe
team
up their ass.
has.
You could measure a horseshoe.
And it's still wedged up there nice and tight, man, because they're going to win tomorrow.
Because you mentioned them on the road. I wanted to give you credit really quick because at home, you said that they needed 3-point shooting. At home, 33.9%. But on the road this year, bumps it up to 37.8%. So they have been successful from 3 on the road, and that's what you're going to need if you're going to play some Nebraska money.
And when you got Adam Mara out there, that dude's not stepping out of the paint. So Rank Mast and whoever else is playing down low is going to be able to move around more freely on offense and get open shots and help create shots. So Nebraska ball is going to win this game on the money line. I mean, shit, did we forget Michigan went to Penn State and damn near lost? Penn State had a last-second shot. They could have beat them. Wisconsin, a team that was going nowhere, went in there, lit them up and beat them. It's Trevor, there's no doubt that
real
Nebraska
question: who covers Yaxel like in this game? Nebraska's power forward Frager missed the last game. He's started most of their games this season. Outside of that, their center is not athletic enough to even.
Is he still out? That guy, Spoon? Is that guy still out?
I don't have that specific information at the moment. This isn't a game I bet yet, but looking into it, I don't see anything.
What's his name?
Yaxel.
Brandon Frager.
Frager, yeah. So he
the
didn't.
other guy.
The freshman, he didn't play in the last game. Oh man, I want to bet Michigan.
But the guys behind him are just as big. I mean, for what it's
so
worth.
you don't just need a big person to like.
No, I'm just saying,
an NBA player like this is
letting everybody
top 5.
Maybe that works against Northwestern. This is Michigan.
No, I'm not betting this stupid ass game. I'm just saying.
Fine. You can watch from
I'm
the
gonna bet
sidelines.
Michigan, but I'm gonna wait for that 9.5. It's gonna come.
I'm with you, Spoon. I like it too.
They can take away everybody else if Yaxel gets his. Nebraska's going to hit their shots.
And Yaxel's like the same every night. He's like 7 for 9 from the field with whatever.
With whatever.
Yeah, man.
With like 15 points. That's what he does. He gets like 15 points and 9 rebounds a night. Like it's nothing like that impressive.
So Trevor selected this game and then texted me again later to select it again. So he really
I just wanted to make sure.
Favorite bet of the day says TV Jones right here. Your favorite bet of the day.
Hands down.
Hands
down.
Better be.
Love Dayton at the UD Arena tomorrow. You got them coming in. Just went on a little road trip. Lost both of those games, LaSalle and St. Joe's. Now you're coming back home to home to play Rhode Island. Rhode Island's off a huge George Mason win at home on Saturday. Now they immediately turn around and hit the road to play on Tuesday at a Dayton team that's lost both their road games and they're back home. Looking to get a win. I think they smashed them. I know Dayton hasn't looked like the usual Dayton at times this year, but I think this is a beautiful spot for them to get rolling, get right, and Rhode Island and Lil Archie to come out flat and get ran out the gym tomorrow. I love Dayton. Dayton. They win by 15 tomorrow.
Spoon. TV Jones has just declared his favorite bet of the day. Loves it. He says, "What say you?"
I think it's a pretty efficient number. I think Dayton is definitely the side. This is a really good home court advantage. We go back the last few seasons. I think they've lost 2 games in conference at home, and it's the VCU and George Mason, 2 of the top teams that have won the divisions in the last conference in the last few years. Dayton coming off 2 losses, coming back home, I think is a great buy low spot. I just wish this number was a little bit shorter than what it was if I was going to actually play Dayton.
What number would you need?
I'd like this closer to his magical hate number of 5.5. Rhode Island is not a team I can get close to backing those. So I understand why the number is where it's at. Ken Pom only has this at 6. Definitely some respect being paid to Dayton. I think that's probably what people would call a telling line. I'm not going to get in its way.
Toast?
I completely disagree. I'm probably going to bet Rhode Island on the back end or whatever this number ends up on. Trevor's Mr. Spot King. He didn't want to mention that the biggest game of Dayton's season is coming on deck in 3 days on the road against St. Louis.
You can't
you don't want to talk about that, do you?
You can't look ahead like that when you're coming off of back-to-back losses. You get right for that game.
They're getting ran out that building. They're not looking ahead.
Dayton is going to run out Rhode Island, and then there's a good chance Dayton gets run out St. Louis.
Yeah, I just disagree. I've watched this Dayton team a lot. I had them versus St. Joe's. I just don't think that you're a team to be laying multiple possessions with. I mean, at what point at home this year have they looked good to be laying multiple possessions against a team that's essentially a top 100 team in KenPom? Like,
It's the
I'll
UD
wait.
Arena,
Like,
dude.
What,
George Washington?
They wouldn't have covered
G-Dub's
this
been
number.
an awesome team.
Exactly my point. They wouldn't have covered this number.
G-Dub's better than Rhode Island. That's not a discussion.
Not by that much. Not by
Yes,
that
it
much.
is.
What? Are you kidding me?
George Washington and Rhode Island. You guys are going to make. Well, how many points difference is it? One, what? 1, 2?
If G-Dub plays Rhode
George
Island on the
Washington-
road right now, that number's over a possession. And that's on the road.
All right.
It's probably 6.5 if G-Dub plays Rhode Island right now.
More than me, but I will be on Rhode Island tomorrow for sure. Oh, and by the way, not to mention the fact that Rhode Island's played a pretty decent schedule. They just beat George Mason. They just beat Richmond. They just beat Davidson, and they had a pretty good game against VCU. They ended up losing that game, obviously, but regardless, I don't think it's like an easy walkover for Dayton at all. I had Rhode Island circled. I haven't betted yet, but if a 9 pops, I will bet it.
The truth came out at the end. He went through all that, and then he goes, and by the way, Rhode Island's played a tough schedule. The schedule merchant finally emerges at the end. Now we get to the real root of it.
Probably played a better schedule. I haven't looked at it, but I was just
Rhode Island off of George Mason. They're falling flat on their face tomorrow.
So this is a game that I personally added. And the reason I added it is because Mr. Weskers in the comments has accused us of purposely avoiding Syracuse games. Yeah,
I do that when I don't click them on the schedule.
I was gonna say, yeah, I do that every day actually.
So we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. Any thoughts on Syracuse NC State here in Raleigh?
You got to take Syracuse plus 11 here. NC State's not that great of a team. 26 in KenPom rankings right now. That's a very inflated number in my opinion. They're coming off 2 wins versus Clemson and Pittsburgh. That Clemson win on the road in overtime, that's one of those horseshoe up your ass kind of games. And that Pitt win means nothing to me. Syracuse coming off 3 losses. It's a buy low spot. I don't want my money on Syracuse, though. I'm looking past this game.
Either of you guys?
Yeah, I was hoping to get this game like 9.5-ish. KenPom had this 10, but it would be NC State for me. I think that they're starting to play a little bit better. I trust Will Wade to get these guys continue to go. And I mean, really, since conference play, I mean, the Georgia Tech game, it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't look great, but I mean, they go after that game. We take them on the road against Clemson. And then they go on the road again and have a 10-point win at Pitt. I just think that they're going to continue to play better basketball. And Syracuse is a team that's been really streaky. And maybe it is a little bit of a buy low situation for me, but this is a significant step up in class for them, especially on the road, a place that they really haven't done well on, especially in a competition like NC State. So it would only be NC State for me.
Yeah, Pinnacle and Circa both opened up at flat 11s in this one. TV Jones, any thought?
Yeah, it'd be Syracuse or nothing. I mean, when they got Donnie Freeman back, they're playing a lot better, playing closer games, getting some wins. They lost that Boston College game, but Donnie Freeman also had 7 turnovers in that game. So, I think he'll play well. This NC State team isn't running people out the gym, and they're underperforming what they probably should do. But they're probably just loading up and getting ready for a postseason.
I don't get why this number's so big. I don't know.
Because I think Syracuse is still perceived as bad, and NC State.
Well, I mean, we're polling. I didn't think 11 is a big number. Everyone in the poll is taking Syracuse. What?
Yeah, it's because people are underestimating NC State. That's why. NC State is very, very good. Syracuse was okay for a while, but they've really fallen off the cliff. Not to mention the fact that on the road they haven't been good, and this is a significant step up in competition for them, especially on the road.
NC State's lost their last 2 home games.
Let's move on.
It's because NC State played a tougher out of conference schedule.
Virginia Notre Dame. I added this one because it's on ESPN. None of you guys picked this one. I feel like Virginia Notre Dame's a cool game.
I like Virginia.
All right.
This is not going to be a cool game. It's going to be
it's on ESPN, bro.
It's going to be 60 possessions. It's going to be like.
This ain't your granddad's UVA, buddy.
This is not your granddad's UVA.
They're playing with some pace. 140 in the country in adjusted tempo. Come on, that's adjusted possession length offensively.
So, Trevor, were you saying if you had to pick a side, you'll take Virginia, or are you saying you actually like Virginia here?
Yeah, I like Virginia. You got Virginia off of a debacle against North Carolina at home the other day. Now you gotta go hit the road, play Notre Dame. Notre Dame off a big win against Boston College by 4 big ones at home against the Golden Eagles. Now you get Virginia coming in off of a loss. Virginia is a much more athletic and big team. They're very efficient offensively. Notre Dame, no Marcus Burton. This team just is a tough watch. It's amazing that this team actually competed with the Houston game earlier in the year where they were actually around in that game. Ended up losing, but they hung around. It's just amazing that happened. But overall, this team is just horrible. I mean, this is a team that beat Stanford 47-40. They can't score. They're not going to score tomorrow. Yeah, I like UVA.
Yeah, why is this only 9.5? Virginia's going on the road beating SMU. They're going on the road beating Louisville. Notre Dame sucks. Why is this not 14? Because of the pace?
I was gonna say, I mean, it's actually respect number because KenPom has this game 7. So
what? How is it? How could this possibly be 7? Virginia looks strong as hell. Notre Dame barely. The only recent win is they beat Boston College at home. These teams don't even look to be in the same discussion.
I just don't think that you're going to see a lot of possessions. Personally. So,
any thoughts here, Spoon? Or you want to move
on? It's Virginia or pass for me. Even though Ryan Odom runs a slow pace, he never had problems blowing out teams at VCU of similar calibers. And I think this Virginia team is much better than Notre Dame. Notre Dame has showed a lot of issues throughout the course of this season. I could see this one getting ugly, but at the same time, 10 points. I'm not trying to get involved with this.
Move on.
Let's move on.
Whoa, whoops. Switch back to 4 people. We've got Providence UCONN. Blowout. Blowout loading. It's in Gamble.
Oh, you've already looked?
Damn right. It's blowout. And this team gave them problems at the dunk. They're not going to play around. This is a blowout.
Oh, there was some real problems, yeah.
There was some real problems. And I picked Providence in that game. And y'all three, you called me a fool.
I did.
Not just you.
I may have.
All 3 of you picked UConn, and I picked Providence. You all called me a fool. This is a blowout. It's that game.
I still stand firm on that fool statement. But as far as this game is concerned, I agree with you. It would only be UConn for me. I said it, I think going into the Villanova game or whatever, I do think that this team has another gear, but sooner or later it's going, but I mean, you still have Hurley as their coach and he doesn't care about the net and yada, yada, yada. But I just don't know what to make of this Providence team. The only reason that I'm hesitant to lay it is because it feels like it's really hard to just blow this team out. So it makes it really hesitant to lay this number. But at the same time, maybe this number is big for a reason. But I agree with you. It'd only be UConn for me, but I'm not actually going to place that bet. I can't actually do it. It's really hard to blow Providence out. I just feel like it's really big for a reason. So, but I don't know.
TV Jones, do you agree? Blowout and Gamble?
Yeah. I mean, Providence has a decent offense. They could hang around. It's the only thing that scares me. But their defense is also horrendous. Give me UConn team total over 80. 86.5. The last time they played them, they scored 89 in regulation. Finished the game with 103. I mean, their games lately 75, 64, 69, 72. 103 with that Providence game. They haven't been lighting the scoreboard up, but they've already seen this Providence team. They put up that many points on the road against them. Now you get a Providence team off of their Super Bowl with Georgetown, which they blew hilariously. And now you got to go to Gamble and play UConn. I think this is a bloodbath. I think UConn pushes 100 again in this one, so I will take the team total over.
Spoon, blowout?
I think this is a blowout. It seems to me like Kim English is out of a job here in Providence. Talking to some of the people in that, I was talking to one of the beat reporters from Providence. Watched one of his recent interviews with Kim English, and just the energy in that room was wild. I think Providence is kind of out on Kim English right now. You have Jason Edwards, one of their best players, probably their best player, still walking around in a walking boot. I can only get in on this team at home, and UConn is such a tough road environment. 16 is a huge number, but it's huge for a reason. Lay it with UConn or pass. I haven't gotten involved with this game though.
Yeah, has anyone actually bet this?
No.
I kind of want.
I
16 and a
I
half is
haven't
huge.
yet,
UConn runs
I
a
know.
decent pace, right?
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
didn't hear
they're
what you
not the
said.
fastest team.
Well, I just feel like this is going to be.
No, UConn runs a bottom 60 pace in the country.
Okay. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh yeah, no, they're 24.
Providence is the
Yeah.
opposite.
Providence runs a fast pace. Damn, they don't turn the ball over.
Providence lost to Xavier by what? 13 on the road. It's more than capable. Then they lose to 25.
UConn's
Providence
coming
can't.
off an overtime win where they played with their food. Dan Hurley is gonna be very upset about that. I don't
And
expect
actually-
them to play with their food versus Providence.
That's a good point by Trevor too with the Georgetown game because I mean obviously I had Georgetown money line and stuff, so that was good for me. But asking these kids to get up in Gamble 3 days later after that, and oh by the way, the game previous to that they lost to Marquette in overtime as well. It's just a lot to ask.
When's the last time they played a game in Gamble though? The last time they played a game at Gamble was freaking Marquette. They won by 30. No, they won by 16. That's the last time they played a game in Gamble. Their last 2 home games were in Hartford. They blow teams out in this place. The Butler game. Yeah, this is a blowout. They don't play that often. Yeah, I kind of want to bet UConn. They've only they haven't played here since Marquette. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, we should bet
Yeah,
this
they should
now.
blow out.
Why you think
I
it's
don't
going to
think
go up?
I don't expect
I mean-
Providence to move the line.
I mean, it was 15 and a half. I don't have everything on me, but I think it already moved up a whole point. I don't know where the 15 and a half came from. So don't take that.
Well,
for
let
what-
me
just forget
let me look because
Circa's at 16 right
yeah,
now.
that's where it opened. All right, let's
Okay.
George Washington, St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis is the best team in the country. I'd lay
Yeah.
30 with them.
Who said that again? I remember we were making fun of somebody.
Trevor.
Against Rutgers, yeah. I'll die on that hill.
You're dead on it. George Washington.
Well, I was proven right.
Why?
You
Because they beat St. Bonaventure in the worst year that they've ever had?
Oh, and now we're just going to start cooking up excuses.
Is that not true? Is that not
Huh?
true? Yes or no?
You play who's in front of you. It's not
Just
their
asking if
fault
it's true.
that St. Bonaventure sucks. And you know what they did? They kicked the shit out of them to prove it.
Well, this
Like,
is
fine,
actually
Team
Spoon.
sucks, we'll blow 'em out.
This is actually Spoon's game. Spoon selected
Oh,
this
sorry.
game, so let's pass him the rock.
We're arguing. It's okay.
I have George Washington plus 10.5, minus 110 in this game.
Why, Spoon?
I love St. Louis. This is a great roster. I fully expect to see them in March in the big dance. But George Washington's a really good team too. Chris Caputo scheduled a really tough schedule for this team. I think this is a spot here versus St. Louis where they go in and they lose, but they keep it respectable. I mean, we look at what George Washington has done this season versus good opponents. They played Florida on a neutral. They lost by 10 points. I don't think there's much of an argument to say that St. Louis is better than Florida. They played really good teams, Murray State, McNeese. They're not getting blown out anywhere. They played Dayton on the road. We've talked about how good that building is. They only lost by 7 points there, 5 points to George Mason. A lot of really good teams. And St. Louis is at the top of the pack in this A10 this year. And they play with a ton of pace. Josh Schertz, this is one of the meme coaches or one of the meme teams in the country this year. But I just think this number is overinflated by how popular St. Louis has gotten. George Washington deserves respect. This number should be closer to 7.5, and at 10.5, I have to play.
Looks like it's already taken money too. They open.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about taking the money line.
Couldn't agree more. Spoon, George Washington all the way. the revolutionaries are about to come to play in St. Louis tomorrow. First of all, I agree with Spoon. I like the fact that George Washington has played a decent schedule, but I want to focus on St. Louis because I do agree with him that the market value is kind of getting a little bit insane here. One, they haven't played anybody in like 3 weeks. They haven't played anybody since January 7th against VCU. Since then, they really have LaSalle, Fordham, Richmond, Duquesne, St. Bonaventure. Keep in mind, like I just said, St. Bonaventure, like the worst year that they've had in probably 100 years. I'm exaggerating, but they are the worst that we've seen them in a very, very long time. And oh, by the way, those last 2 games, Duquesne and St. Bonaventure, St. Louis shot 19 for 33 against the St. Bonnies. That's 57% from deep. And then against Duquesne, they shot 9 of 20. That's 45% from deep. I know that they're a good 3-point shooting team, and I know that they're coming home, but the idea that they're going to be able to continue to shoot like that is, I think, a fallacy. And like Spoon said, this George Washington team has played other teams in upper-level competition and looked pretty good against them, including Florida on a neutral. So I think you mentioned that. But regardless, I think this is way too many points. I am on George Washington as well. Spoon, hell of a job.
You with us, Trev?
Go ahead, Trevor.
He likes St. Louis, right?
G-Dub was my pick to win the A-10 this year. Not going to happen, but they're still a really good team. Experienced vet team. They can all shoot. They can play defense, rebound. Things that you want a team to do when you want them to compete and cover a double-digit spread is actually rebound and be able to shoot. So give me George Washington with the 11 here. I bet 10.5, but if you'll give me 11, I'll take that. But no, I bet G-Dub. I think they get this done. I think they play this game tight. St. Louis back home off their getting their little press run, coming ranked. I think this is a spot where G-Dub comes out, punches them in the mouth, and then St. Louis has to respond and play a tight game.
I just took it. I'm with you guys on this. I took the money line too at plus 566. Next up is Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. Did someone select this game? Yes, Trevor selected this game. Go ahead. Trevor always wants to talk about Georgia Tech.
Well, we're not backing them today. We are fading them yet again. I mean, Clemson -8 on Saturday. Mad at myself for not pulling the trigger on that.
Me too.
That was free as air.
I know.
That is awful. Now they're hitting the road. You're going to go play a Virginia Tech team that's off of an embarrassing Louisville loss on the road. Now they're back home. They have Duke on deck. So, yes, you can argue the look ahead, but they're coming off of a loss where they got blown out by 14 points. I think this is a get-right game. I think they put it on Georgia Tech and kill them and try to get ready for Duke. Make sure all systems are a go. So, lay the 9. I got 9.5 with Virginia Tech. Against Georgia Tech here. They're gonna blow them out, win this game by 13, 14 points. You can still there are a few 9.5s if you look. You guys have thoughts on Trevor's pick here?
I just can't lay 10 points with Virginia Tech. I mean, if we're making a pick, you can put Georgia Tech up for me. But the only thing that I will say is that Virginia Tech isn't really beating teams by multiple possessions. I will grant you that most of these teams are better than Georgia Tech, but Virginia Tech, I mean, home wins. They beat Notre Dame by 13, but then they beat California by 3. They beat Elon by 1. They beat Virginia by 10 in a 3 overtime game, which is, I mean, that was just absolutely wild. So, it's just really hard for me to lay 10.5. So I'm not betting it, but if I had to, it would be Georgia Tech.
Any thoughts? Any thoughts?
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, this is a really big number for Virginia Tech. I really liked Virginia Tech in that Virginia game. I thought it was a great get-up spot with the rivalry first year with the new head coach on the other side. But what business do they have laying double digits here? This number should be closer to 6 to 8, and 8 would be heavy in my opinion. So this is Georgia Tech at this number, but by no means am I going to bet this.
So basically you're saying what TV Jones said was a bunch of horseshit?
I mean, I wouldn't say that about TV Jones. He's sharp.
Next up.
Still sharp. He's still sharp. Can't take that soundbite back.
TV Jones, we got to get our own t-shirt, sharp crayons.
Sharp crayons.
I can get behind that.
That's one of my favorite things I've made up, I just got to say.
Toast, you picked this one, and you always want to talk about Alabama, so it doesn't surprise me. Let me guess. Alabama coming off a loss, team total over 100.
Oh, dude, it's almost like you know the rules. I just played over 160, over 164. Yeah, the rules are the rules, guys. I don't make them. I don't break them.
You definitely made that, though.
Okay, I may have made that up. But regardless, I don't break it. So Alabama off of a loss, you can expect them to score a shit ton of points really quickly just so far this year. Off the Purdue loss, Illinois 90-86. Off the Gonzaga loss to UNLV 115-76. Arizona loss to and then South Florida 104-93. Back-to-back losses, but the Vanderbilt loss, they come home, they play they go home and play Texas 92-88. They lose that game. They still play on the road at Mississippi State 97-82. This goes back a couple years now. Alabama off of a loss, boys. They're actually getting healthier as well. Points. I'd actually lean Mizzou on the side if I had to, but we're just playing points, baby.
You guys have thoughts on this game?
Yeah. It pained me. I'd be inclined to take Bama laying the 10.5. They're disgusting, but one of these games that their shots have to fall and they got to run teams out the gym. Mizzou, not as good of a team on the road as they are at home. If this was at home, I'd be all over Mizzou, but on the road, not a fan of fading him. And then Bama just added the Bediako back. They just snatched him back up from the G League or NBA, wherever the hell he was, and decided to implement him into this season. And so now they have another big rim presence down low. I think he's going to be able to grab more boards, take away opportunities from the opponents and give Alabama more chances at scoring. So I'll lay the 10.5 with Alabama. They gotta run somebody out the gym here soon enough, and I think this is a good spot.
And you're going to be getting Holloway back too. He is not on the SEC injury report that came out today.
Oh, so one of the injured guys for Alabama's back?
Yeah, he's like one of their better players too.
What side of the court, offensive or defensive?
Offense.
Damn, am I about to tell you?
46% deep 3-point shooter.
Jen asked full game over or Alabama team total over. He said full game over. The reason I said Alabama team total over is that's usually what he does. So.
I do. It wasn't available at the time, but you can pay if it's available now. I don't know. When I looked, it wasn't available, but yeah, I would whatever you like.
What's Missouri's pace like though? Aren't they going to try to slow the game down, or you're just saying they can't?
They play a slower pace, but yeah, playing in Alabama, they're not going to have a chance to play at a slow pace. And even with that slow pace, they still average over 10.5 fast break points a game in conference. So it sets up well. And if you look at Missouri's defense, it's the worst defense you could ever design to play at Nate Oates' team. They funnel you to take open threes, and they try to make all your 2-point possessions hard. And
all right.
That's the exact opposite of that's what Alabama does. They try to get wide open threes and just ignore layups. So this could be a really ugly game. I haven't gotten involved with it. But if I was going to play anything, it would be an Alabama team total. It would be Alabama minus 10.5. I like the points in this game. I worry about how much Missouri contributes, and that what makes me lean towards just the Alabama side of stuff. But I haven't gotten involved with this game.
Alabama's team total's 88.5.
I was going to say under 90. I'm down. I'm probably going to sprinkle both now that it's open on DraftKings. Yep, I'm in.
I'm going to take it. Toast, I think I've hit 6 totals in a row tailing you. So might as well not quit now.
One of them is just like a system play.
I know.
Which I actually think we're going to be okay on Saturday because they're playing.
You can't force it. The guy's back. It's dead.
I'm not forcing it.
Sauce is a system play guy now.
I'm not.
I've turned him.
No, that is not a system play. That is
4 years, but I got him.
No, that is not a system play. That's Toast noticing an edge. None of that system shit.
But seriously, what we're talking about, we've been playing those Gonzaga unders guys. Somebody that I know that's very, very close to the Gonzaga program told me that you will see Graham Ike play on Saturday versus St. Mary's. So take that for what it's worth. But I don't know.
But it's Gonzaga, St. Mary's. It'll probably go under anyway.
Exactly. That's why I was thinking. So we'll see. But stay tuned. Tune into the show Friday night.
Shameless plug.
That was the best I could do.
Kansas State, West Virginia. Did I select this one, or did someone actually pick this one? Trevor chalked this one up. And you know what? Fade TV Jones is in the comments saying West Virginia is automatic at home.
They are?
Yeah. Automatic, I think, is a bit tough, but you get Kansas coming off of a loss to Kansas. They lost by 24, got embarrassed. Now you're going to hit the road to Morgantown. Morgantown's a weird place to play. Yes, I know West Virginia just played Arizona, and they are traveling, and they got embarrassed too. But Morgantown is it's a weird spot. They'll be back. They'll be at home. Kansas State traveling. Jerome Tang. This defense sucks. The offense can be very suspect at times too. I really think this West Virginia team is gonna be able to hit shots and play lockdown defense. I mean, Ross Hodge is gonna have the boys ready to go. You just got embarrassed. Now you got to go home. You can beat the shit out of this Kansas State team. Who the hell wants to lay 8 points with West Virginia? That is disgusting. Nobody wants to. I do. They're gonna kill them. Their defense is gonna be locked down. Kansas State doesn't play defense. West Virginia wins this game 74-60.
I gotta say, Fade TV Jones makes an account. Fade TV Jones. I think he sided with TV Jones in every single game so far. Spoon, any thoughts on this one? I know you didn't check it or anything.
I sat with this game for a while. This is a really high variance outcome for me. I want to do kind of the unthinkable here and take Kansas State on the road in Morgantown. This is a very difficult gym to play in. I've heard interviews of players saying they've had batteries thrown at them sitting in this gym. So
where was Moneyline Mac at the time of the incident?
Yeah, and was Bob Huggins
sitting there
coaching
with an empty pack of Duracells?
Wait, Moneyline Mac have an alibi?
He's at the bar with Bobby Huggins.
I mean, this is a very difficult gym to go into, and we're talking about a Kansas State team that is 1-6 in conference. The only team they've beaten is Utah. If we rank the Big 12 teams, Utah is at the bottom by a mile. It's a pile of shit between them and the rest.
Hold on,
of it.
did you say Kansas State? Because it sounds like you're making a case for West Virginia.
I'm painting it. I'm getting there. Kansas State is the side we want. It's a buy low. It's 1-6 in conference. It doesn't look great, but West Virginia could lose to anybody in this conference at any point in time on the road at home. And I think Kansas State is a team that we all expected to be a lot better than they are right now. Coming into the season, Kansas State was projected to be a better team than what West Virginia is, and West Virginia is laying 8 points on the road. It's not anything I've moved on yet, but I like Kansas State with the points, and I like Kansas State outright money line. At home, I don't expect people to bet against West Virginia. I don't feel like I need to get involved with this line the night before. Kind of interested to see what happens with this market.
Someone in the comments said, do these guys live in the same area? It's almost like the complete opposite. It's New Jersey, Wisconsin, Ohio, Alaska. I don't think there could be possibly more miles between us and stay on U.S. soil. New Jersey to Alaska to Wisconsin to Ohio. So, no, we're not close at all. I'm good on this one. Yeah, that was Toast didn't go, yeah.
I like Kansas State as well, and I just wanted to mention that Spoon mentioned they're 1-6 in conference, and their one win was Utah, yes, but they also lost to BYU, Arizona State, Kansas, UCF, and Kansas is finally back now. So I do think this is a little bit of a step down competition, and we keep on. I've seen a lot in the comments too about West Virginia and a hard place to play and yada yada yada, and that's true. But it's not like Kansas State hasn't been on the road in good environments. I mean, they went on the road in Bloomington. They went on the road to Creighton. They went on the road to Arizona. They went on the Oklahoma State sucks, so that doesn't matter. But those other three teams, that's a pretty decent.
No. You can't just sit there and say BYU, Arizona State. Like those three teams are in the same atmosphere with each other. BYU and Arizona are. Arizona State is not.
I'm just saying that on the road, that they're going to be, I trust them to keep this game close because I don't think that Arizona State is that much worse than West Virginia, personally. Home or on the road.
What's Kyle dying about?
The fucking comments, dude.
I don't even know. Now I got to look.
You did say Bloomington, though.
Whatever.
It's not even
Bloomington. I don't give a shit.
All right, next up is Kentucky Vanderbilt. Pretty big number to lay to Kentucky.
I'm curious to hear what the panel's thoughts are.
I think Spoon selected this game. No, you
really
selected it, Toast. What are you talking?
I know.
You can't select the game and then try to pass it off on somebody.
I select games. I also select games for the better of the show as well. I apologize.
Oh, so this
for
is
that.
you being benevolent.
A little bit. I don't know that word. That's too big for me. But yes, I'll take
This is
it.
you being kind to the show.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, benevolent. Yeah, I think I've heard that one.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Trevor. I don't use like 5-syllable words. It's just I'm not that guy. I guess the only question that I have is, in what world is Vanderbilt's 2 full possessions better than anybody right now? I'm still on the Vanderbilt sucks train. I know that Kentucky is dealing with a lot of injuries right now, so I don't really know if I can actually make a bet on them, but they have seemed to continue to play well. What's his face? Ortega or whatever his name is. Their star center or what have you, or power forward or whatever. If he doesn't play, which I don't think he's going to, or it's like 50-50 or whatever, it's just, you can't bet him. But I still feel like Vanderbilt is not a good basketball team, and they shouldn't be laying this many points to Kentucky.
Why are they laying this many points? Kentucky's won 5 games in a row.
Because Kentucky's going to get blown out.
Oh, okay. I'll put up a nice Vandy Commodore thing under you then.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ride with Trevor here.
Wow.
But
Yeah, I mean, you look at Kentucky, gone on the road to Louisville, dressed it up. They lost by 8, but they were down big in that game all the way into the last couple minutes where they got some garbage time points. And then go to Alabama, never in that game, down double digits the whole way. Go to LSU, down the entire way. Crazy Christian Laettner-esque full court pass, heave, hit the shot, goes in. Go to Tennessee, go down 20. Miracle comeback, you win by 2 on the road. Now you got to go play Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt's
every
losing
single
games, Trevor.
Every single game, Kentucky goes on the road, they fall behind and they rely on coming back. Vanderbilt's offense is not going to let you do that. Vanderbilt's offense is going to be pedaled to the metal. I know they just got their frustration on 1 by 30 against Mississippi State, but they're going to do the same thing to Kentucky. Kentucky doesn't play any defense. They just want to shoot. I think Vanderbilt's going to control the rebounds, and they're going to make shots. And Kentucky's going to fall into a hole, and they're not going to be able to climb back because Vandy's offense is just going to keep them going and going and going. So Vandy 6.5 all day.
To give Trevor a little bit of credit with the Kentucky.
Give him no credit. That doesn't even make sense. He's poking holes in wins while the other team's straight up losing games.
No, I was stating facts. These things actually happened in these games. They were trailing by double digits.
No, I know. Okay, so you're saying that you're taking credit away for a win because they got off to a slow start and looked bad for some of the game, which, okay, there's some credence to that. I've done that before. But how are you not even going to mention that Vanderbilt is losing basketball games? They've lost 3 of the last 4. I'd rather give me a comeback win over a loss. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they lost, but it's Texas on the road, Florida, and Arkansas. I mean, Texas on the road probably should have won that game, but
they got their ass beat. Probably should have won that game. They got
I'm saying in general they probably should have won, but they got
Kentucky.
Teeth kicked in.
You sound crazy right now.
And then Florida, Arkansas, 2 great teams in the SEC. Kentucky is fugazi. Don't fall for this. Okay. Don't fall for the soup.
I just want to give a little bit of
Mississippi State, LSU, crazy insane comeback against Tennessee.
Let's spoon go.
Texas at home, and then Ole Miss. Wow, gauntlet, and crazy comeback against Tennessee to even get that done. And LSU, the insane heave. They're getting lucky. I'm crediting the road wins, but they're getting credited with an asterisk of having luck
tell you that
all over it.
Kentucky is the most inconsistent team in the country, and they're one of the worst teams away from home. I was trying to back you up. Spoon, what's your take?
My bad.
So Vanderbilt started out the season really hot. Came in 16-0 to Texas. They lost that game. They lost to Florida. They lost to Arkansas. All the air was let out of the balloon. They found themselves versus Mississippi State, a team that is much worse than Kentucky. And Kentucky started out conference play really poorly themselves, starting 0-2. The Alabama loss was pretty predictable, but they really should have won that Missouri game at home, and they did not. But then they started to find themselves. They've now rallied off 5 wins in a row. And there's one kind of common factor that all those teams share in common is they play slow pace. If we look at Kentucky, when they played high-paced teams like Louisville and Alabama this year, they've struggled. Vanderbilt plays a very fast-paced system. I think at one point this year when I mentioned Mark Byington, Toast called him Timu Oates. Like, this is as fast of a pace as an offense as you can run. And that's a really notable thing for Mark Pope, because this is a guy that's always run a very fast-paced system. He did it at Utah Valley. He did it at BYU. He did it at Kentucky last year. He's not doing it at Kentucky this year because his roster can't do it. I think this is a situation where Vanderbilt's laying 6.5 for a reason. I think they're going to play at a pace that's going to make Kentucky uncomfortable, and they're going to find themselves out of this game on the road. Not the first time we've seen them struggle on the road this season. So I like Vanderbilt. I also think the number is a little bit strong, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Kentucky money come in. So I haven't bet this game yet, but it's one of the games I do have circled to move on.
Whatever.
Preach.
I want to bet Kentucky. I'm actually adding it to my list.
I want to bet Kentucky. So I think Vanderbilt's one of the most overrated teams in the country. Their win versus Alabama is so fugazi. It's not even funny. Not to mention their fugazi win against St. Mary's. But regardless, we'll take whatever.
Just fugazi wins left and right.
Just saying,
Now
Alabama
we're just
shoots
poking holes in wins.
No, you were the one doing that.
I'm just telling you.
My, how the turntables turn.
I'm giving context to why I think Vanderbilt is bad. That's all.
I agree with the context.
Alabama shot like
I know
9 for 40 that night from deep.
So I added this one. I'm surprised none of you guys picked this one. You guys love talking about these like 25-0 Redhawks.
That's those two.
Man, this team's getting lucky as hell.
Oh, now Trevor's turned his cheek to the Redhawks.
I mean, they're getting lucky. I mean, an insane tap out 3 at the buzzer to force overtime, to not lose at home to Buffalo, and then the crazy comeback after blowing like an 18-point lead to Kent State. I mean, just this team's going through some crazy shit. They're gonna lose at some point. They're gonna go on a skid, and then they're gonna get forgotten about. Be like, oh, do you remember Miami, Ohio? They were fun. They're going to go on a skid here pretty soon. I don't know if it's this UMass team on the road is what's going to do it. I'd probably lay it with Miami, Ohio here. They should run them out.
After all that, you're going to lay 9.5.
I just wanted to say my piece about them, but to show that I'm not a biased individual, I do like Miami, Ohio tomorrow.
This team's overrated. They suck. They're getting so lucky. I'll lay 10 points. Spoon.
Yeah, they are getting lucky, but they're gonna lose here pretty soon, and they're gonna lose in convincing fashion.
They're gonna lose convincingly sometime soon.
Yes.
Spoon, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a pretty efficient number. I think this should lay right there between 9 and 11. Miami of Ohio is a really good team. They have a much better roster than Massachusetts this year, and under a lot of circumstances, I think I would look at Miami of Ohio to lay this number. But we have Frank Martin on the other side. This is a coach that's brought 2 different rosters to the Elite Eight and one to the Final Four. This Massachusetts team is bad. It's their first year in the MAC, still getting used to everything. But this isn't a coach I would look to get blown out by Travis Steele and Miami of Ohio right here. I think this will be a tough fought MAC victory. I think Miami walks away with it. I think free throws at the end decide whether this cover happens or not. And I'm not interested in getting involved with that. I've been in Miami in some situations. I feel like we've had better numbers to back them. At this point, it's probably Massachusetts on that specific number, but I'm not doing it.
I agree. I think we're there. And I am not somebody that's been fading Miami of Ohio. I've been somebody that's been laughing at the people fading them, picking with them. But I think we've officially reached the sell your stock high moment here. 9.5. Toast?
I want nothing to do with this horseshoe game. Yeah, you can put up Miami for me, but I want nothing to do with this. I have zero interest betting them.
All right, let's move on.
They can legitimately not lose a game the rest of the year, though.
Toast hates horseshoe teams.
I texted Jimmy before the Akron game. I said if they find a way to win this Akron game, they have a legitimate shot to go undefeated for the season. I think the last game of the season there in Ohio is an underrated drop spot. Those are 2 huge rivalries. That building will be absolutely packed for that game.
4 of their last 6 on the road. I mean, a lot of these games on the road.
They've played their toughest games of the season already.
Yeah,
So-
but I think Buffalo has something for that.
Ohio twice, Bowling Green.
Ohio's bad.
Gotta
this
go
year,
to
just 'cause they're
Marshall.
the rivals. The only reason I'm saying look it up for that.
Speaking of rivalries, we got Purdue Indiana. This doesn't get much better than this in college basketball. I know it's not the strongest Indiana team in the world, but in terms of rivalries, this is pretty top notch. So Purdue Indiana, Trevor, Big Ten. I know you're somewhere in the vicinity. Isn't Jen? Oh no, Jen's Illinois. Jen's Illinois, not Indiana.
Yeah.
Huff is Indiana. So well, first of all, what does Huff think? Is he on board with this year's Hoosier team?
We didn't get to that game before I left, but I said my piece. I think it's Purdue. And this one, I know they haven't looked great. They're going through the motions. But, I mean, they lost because a freshman dropped 42 on their heads or whatever the hell on Saturday. Just couldn't be stopped at all.
Want to hear a crazy stat? That was the first time in Big Ten history that a freshman or a Purdue scored 80-some points, had 3 or less turnovers and something else, and still lost the game. That's like never happened before in the Big Ten. That's how rare of an occurrence that was.
Their game plan was to switch off him on every screen and let only him beat them until the last 5 minutes of the game when they decided they were going to double him every time. It was a Matt Painter game strategy. I mean, I've
The
done my
Matt Painter
piece.
hate is so wild.
Sometimes you got a guy that's just in the zone. I mean,
You can't say that after back-to-back losses that he should have won.
Yeah, I'm kind of out on Painter right now too, man. What the hell is going on?
That's your dude. You've been riding them for years, and now you're just going to throw them to the friggin' wind?
Dude, the last
And
3
and
games,
since somebody that likes Painter is finally out on him, it's time to get on the Purdue
He doesn't
train.
even know that's no.
Indiana is in a terrible situation. You have a regional rivalry here with a first-year head coach facing Purdue off back-to-back losses that they should have won. This is a terrible spot for Indiana to catch Purdue. I know everybody's down on Purdue right now, but Indiana's not a good team. They're sitting 4-5 in conference right now. They just dropped 4 in a row themselves. It was tough competition. Nebraska, Michigan State, Iowa, Michigan. But Purdue is right on that list. They're the 3rd best team on that list right now. I think they're a very good team. Obviously, I'm not in love with the coach, but I'm in love with the spot. I haven't bet this number yet. I could not get to Indiana here. I think these regional rivalries where you have a first-year head coach, it always really heavily favors the veteran head coach, and that is Matt Painter in this situation. And he is coming off back-to-back losses. This is one of the better rosters in the country, and I think this is definitely a Purdue at this number. I think it's probably Purdue till 5.5, but I'm not confident anybody wants to bet Purdue right now. And I think Indiana money comes in at home. This is a big gym. I know it's moved a little bit the other way to start, but I don't think that'll continue to
we're
happen.
polling 70%, 20% Purdue.
Yeah, everybody's going to be on
Everyone's betting Purdue. When's the last time Purdue won a game convincingly?
When's the last time Purdue covered a game? I'll answer it for you. It was against Wisconsin. It's been about a month.
That was the last time they covered?
Yeah.
All right, let's fucking go.
Let's go, baby. Okay,
Outright?
let's just start here. Yeah, I wouldn't.
No, it's going to be like a physical
You
game.
do your thing, 'cause you know what? You've been really good.
Yeah,
with
because
those
regression doesn't happen.
So
Never.
So when's the last time Purdue's played defense and it's looked impressive? I guess that's just my point right here. Because
All
I'm
right,
looking
so they're
at
figuring out how to guard screens. Apparently, that's something you got to do in the middle of conference play at Big Ten.
I'm
But
betting this
I mean,
shit.
they've
middle
lost
of
back-to-back
conference.
games
We
on
can
their
go back farther than
inability to
that.
guard
I
a
mean-
screen. That's something that you can adjust to. Matt Painter,
Well,
like I said, he doesn't make good
been a month.
mid-game
Why haven't they
adjustments.
adjusted yet? And they're just going to do it now just because they lost, or what? I don't understand.
They're
Because
watching
they're
film,
giving
they're
up.
watching
They're
film.
giving up major numbers behind the 3-point land every single night out, every night. So I'm not in a position where I'm like, oh, I think that Purdue. Yes, Purdue is going to absolutely demolish Indiana inside. And if Indiana can't figure out a way to slow them down inside, then yes, this might be a long night. I like the over as well, but to think that Purdue is just going to be able to manhandle this team, I think is a little bit crazy because Indiana can shoot, and they've been able to shoot at home as well. I think it's a really close game, and I don't think that you should be laying this number with Purdue. I'm not a Matt Painter fan club. I really like this Purdue team. They're one of my Final Four teams. I give Spoon a lot of crap because I feel like the Matt Painter hate is blasphemous. But I'm not worried about their last 2 games. I'm looking at their defense over the last month or so and just really hasn't been impressive. And yes, the competition has been there, but this is Indiana at home in a rivalry game. I mean, teams are teeing off on this Purdue defense from deep.
Yeah.
Teeing off. So especially in conference play. So until they show the ability to slow down the other team shooting the 3 ball, especially on the road in a rivalry game, there's no chance in hell I'm laying this. And I feel like this number's been at 4.5 all day because they don't want to give us 5 with Indiana.
I just got a 5.
So Purdue's game plan tomorrow is going to be to give Lamar Wilkerson whatever he wants. He's going to go out there. He's going to probably drop 35 points on Purdue. And they're going to take away Connor Way. They're going to take away DeVry. They're going to take away every other option in this team. I think this is a silly spot to be betting Indiana.
I think they're going to make DeVry play on the perimeter and use the 3-point shot to gain some space. So if they guard him out there, so be it. He what?
DeVries hasn't been that great from 3 as of late.
Oh, just 34%. That's pretty decent. I'll take that all night.
As of late, not season. As of late,
I'll take that all night.
But also, who on IU is going to be guarding Oscar Clough's 7 foot 6'11" and Daniel Jacobson 7'4", 250.
I don't mind the over either, but I feel like this number isn't really moving for a reason. We'll see if it does, but
yeah,
he's gonna get sent like the move where they like put their hand low to the ground after they dunk on somebody. It's gonna happen about 50 times tomorrow on Replay.
What, that big 7'4" guy for Purdue is gonna do that move?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, he will. Him and Oscar.
He doesn't have that in his bag. He doesn't have that move. He does not have that move.
And also, these guys are experienced and have played in this, the main guards, like TKR.
Yeah, it really showed the last few games.
They've played in this rivalry. They've played in this rivalry. They're not going to be Assembly Hall's not going to scare them. They're going to be just fine.
I'm not implying that.
You got a kid from Sam Houston State, a kid from Troy, a kid from like Drake.
Believers.
This is a mid-major team.
Believers.
You're bringing a mid-major team into Purdue. In a spot not into Purdue.
It's in Bloomington.
You're playing. It's not Bloomington. What is it called? Toast.
Assembly Hall. It says Bloomington. It says Bloomington.
No, before you said something else.
What did I say?
Bloomington,
whatever.
Creighton.
What's the difference? Everybody knew what I was talking about.
Oh, someone in the Discord liked this game too. Let me search.
Oh, who doesn't love this game?
Marquette?
Yeah, it's Marquette.
Creighton only laying. Okay, so there's actually a few people talking about this game. So what do you guys like here? 82% of the poll is on Creighton.
I mean, how can you back Marquette?
Personally, I'm not going to.
Spoon was the one that was talking. Spoon, I was feeling what you were saying about Marquette in the thing. That were you, right? That was you, right?
Yeah. So the way Marquette's built their roster is from the inside. They're trying to build all their players. So theoretically, at this point in the season is when they're going to be playing their best basketball. They're not bringing in a bunch of high major transfers that are going to be able to show off in the non-conference early games. Some of these guys have been playing together for 2-3 years now. I think this number is a little bit short. I think it's paying a lot of respect to Marquette. I expected to be able to catch Marquette at over a possession as a dog here. And I haven't moved on that number because I expect people to hammer Creighton overnight. I think that poll kind of represents that as well. Creighton is not a good team. This is a team that's sitting third in the Big East in rankings right now, and I think that's a little bit overvalued. I don't have high expectations for them on the season. This number is short though. At 2, I can see Creighton winning this game and covering that 2, but I think once we move past the possession, it becomes a Marquette game, and I think that's a realistic expectation, and I could see myself getting on Marquette tomorrow. This is a really bad basketball team. I know nobody wants to back them, but Shock has found a way to come through as an underdog in the past many a time, and it's just like 2 years removed now from Marquette being voted to be the worst team in the Big East, and they won the Big East outright. So sometimes when you think this team's down, they find a way to show up. This is the time of the season where all those little things start to show up more in conference play, and I don't think Creighton's that team this year.
Yeah, I kind of want to bet Marquette too. TV Jones?
Yeah.
We get a 3.5 tomorrow.
Don't get cute. Just take Creighton moneyline -130. I mean, what are we doing? Marquette is god awful. They can't close games out. They can't hold leads. They don't know what they're doing. They piss down their pants every chance they get. This is a bad team. Gonna give me how to pick them here. I'm not gonna get cute. I'm not gonna try to do fake sharp. Try to get sharp here and take Marquette. Marquette's just mega booty cheeks. It is what it is. Not their year. Bad year. They're gonna come back and bounce back.
Their home games. Their home. They won their last home game. They beat Providence. The home game before that was Villanova. It was a 3-point game. Before that, they beat Xavier. They're fine at home. What
about Creighton's recent road games, Stevie Jones?
Dude, this is Marquette, man.
Oh, the recent road games, Providence, they scored 88, gave up 93. So be it. Marquette's going to give up more points than they score. St. John's, Seton Hall. I mean, they've been playing tough teams. Villanova. I mean, come on. Let's not act like they've been playing scumbags. Like they're playing good teams.
Seton Hall was just a dead clock being right twice a day.
Yeah, no. Seton Hall's a good team. It's just whatever. I'm not doing
and it took. I mean, let's not forgetting that game. I mean, it took a
crazy
pretty
comeback.
big comeback. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they played earlier this year. Creighton won by 21 at home. Marquette was 8 of 24 from 3. Creighton only made 10. They both had 20 free throw attempts. So I mean, it was pretty evenly matched, and Marquette just couldn't do anything. They're still bad. Give me Creighton money line. Like, don't overthink it.
Yeah, I want to bet Marquette because I feel like it's small for a reason. But the only thing that I can't do it is the only question that I have is, will the real Chase Ross please stand up? Because until I see that kid play well, there's not a chance in hell that I back Marquette in any way, shape, or form. So when Chase Ross finds himself, I'll start looking at a way. But as far as everything else,
the value's gone,
there's not a chance in hell that I back this team. So if you want to try to play whack-a-mole and when this team's going to show up, by all means, but not a chance in hell for me.
It's the same whack-a-mole with Creighton.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but Creighton's a better team, though.
I don't even know if they are.
You can't. Okay, that's
New Mexico, UNLV.
Rebels are looking good, guys.
Yeah,
the Rebels
love
are looking
UNLV.
good. I know that they're coming off.
Apologist.
I know. I know that they're coming off of a loss versus San Diego State. But San Diego State was also at the time coming off of an embarrassing loss to Grand Canyon, a game they probably shouldn't have lost. So it makes sense that they were able to whoop up on UNLV. But I do think that we're getting a lot of value here because I don't think that New Mexico is very good. And I know that they have a pretty decent record and whatnot. But if you look at what they've done on the road, I mean, Colorado State's really down this year. Air Force is not a good basketball team. Boise State's really down this year. They're not really a great basketball team either. So the VCU win looks obviously really good, but that was at the beginning of the year. And that was a close game, and VCU in that game completely pissed down their leg in the second half. So I'm just not in a point where I think that New Mexico, or I should be comfortable laying points in New Mexico on a road, especially against a team in UNLV that I think is going to continue to play better once they got through their gauntlet of a schedule. I know the Montana loss is bullshit. I will give you that. But Tennessee Martin had a little bit of a horseshoe up there the beginning of the year. Then losing to Maryland, Alabama, and Rutgers, so be it. I'm not trying to make a case they don't have bad losses, but I think that since that Tennessee State game, they've been playing much, much better. I think this is a great spot for UNLV. I got them plus 5.5 and on the money line as well. Let's go running Rebs.
Wow. This is Toast Game. Do you guys have any thoughts on it?
UNLV, I mean, coming off the big loss, they did beat Utah State on the road incredibly, and Boise State. But other than that, I mean, their wins aren't anything serious this year. New Mexico's played teams tight, home and road, and they played some good teams. I mean, you beat Grand Canyon, beat Nevada. Colorado State is down, but they gave Utah State all they could handle the other night. They played some tight teams. I mean, Santa Clara, they beat too. I think New Mexico's better than they get credit for just because they're not winning everything. They lost to Boise State, San Diego State. Okay, big deal. UNLV's got a couple of big wins, but I don't think Passer's that good. Just when you thought UNLV's turning the corner, they shit the bed. Give me New Mexico laying the 5 tomorrow.
You're just a hater.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Who knows?
I knew it.
Spoon, any thoughts, or are we closing it up? Oh, you have a bonus pick too.
Yeah, I agree with Toast here. I like UNLV. So I like UNLV, the team. I feel like the number should be like UNLV +7, and that would be the number that I would bet them at. And I'm a little confused to why the number's short, but New Mexico hasn't been that great on the road. That San Diego State loss wasn't their first kind of no-show on the road. They lost to New Mexico State, team ranked 140 in the country earlier this season on the road. I could see them dropping this game outright. I could see UNLV being really live, but I need a couple more points, and I'm not ready to lay it with New Mexico after that Nevada win. 2 back-to-back home wins in conference. I feel like New Mexico is just a little bit overvalued as a team overall, sitting there 7-2 in conference. I don't think they're this good of a team. I just can't get there with that current number.
And your
bonus pick, Alabama A&M. This is a team in conference that has played much better than Prairie View, in my opinion. They have a better offense. Prairie View has the better defense. Both of these teams play with a bunch of pace, and Prairie View is going to try to turn Alabama A&M over and get as many fast break points as they can. And Alabama A&M is going to do the exact same right back to them. Some of these SWAC games get a little bit ugly, but I have a lot of faith in this Alabama A&M roster. I feel like we're getting a little bit of value because they're on the road here. I got Alabama A&M money line +116. This is a spot where I feel like Alabama A&M should win this game 55% of the time at least, and I'm getting a +116 on it. I couldn't pass that up. I know nobody likes SWAC games, but I do.
All right. I'm going to talk some NBA. You gentlemen enjoy your night.
Toodles.
All right. Too high up on the screen. Also, I'm too big on the screen here. Okay. Portland, Washington. What was the final score of that? Yeah, they covered the +8.5 by the hook tonight for those of you that had Portland on the road in Boston. So now they're on the road in D.C. to play the Wizards. This Portland team's pretty good, man. I think we've seen enough of a sample size to call Portland a good team. Throughout the NBA season, every team's going to have ups and downs. So, I mean, the Wizards were playing well. You rewind about a month ago. That was pretty short-lived. But I think Portland's been doing it long enough where we can accept them as a good team. So they've been pretty good on back-to-backs this year. They were actually good on back-to-backs last year as well. So they're actually 6-3, straight up 7-2 against the spread. I believe I didn't double check that. Usually I double check the graphics. I didn't double check that one. Pretty sure that's right. They've also done good they've done well against bad offenses. The last 5 games against bad offenses, they're 5-0, 4-1 against the spread. 3 of those games were against the Kings, though. It doesn't really seem like the Wizards are interested in winning basketball games right now. They're 1-9 in their last 10, 6-14 in their last 20. If you rewind back, they were winning some, but last 10 games, this is the worst offensive team in the NBA, bottom 5 defensive team, and they're 26 in strength of schedule. So they're not playing well on either sides of the ball. They're not even playing a strong schedule, still struggling to compete in these games. I'm curious to know if Avdia is going to play here for Portland. He didn't play tonight in Boston, so I don't know if they were resting him for the first leg. Not sure on that one. Would like to know that. Like I said, I think we've seen enough. Whoa. I'm missing a graphic here. Whatever. Like I said, I think we've seen enough of a sample size. Why is it going backwards? I don't know why my graphics are so out of order, but whatever. I think we've seen enough of a sample size here. I actually don't have a pick in this one. Let's move on. I do have a bet. We'll get to something. Kings, Knicks. So, if you go by numbers from the last 10 games, 13.5 is way too many. But as I looked at it, I actually think the 13.5 makes sense here. So, Josh Hart came back, and the Knicks started playing some defense. Straight up. Josh Hart, where's my graphics? Josh Hart comes back from injury. He's been back for 7 games. The Knicks' defensive efficiency goes from a 121.6 in the previous 12 games to a 109.4, which is excellent. So Josh Hart comes back. The Knicks start playing defense. Now, they're only 3-4 in those games, but Brunson missed a couple, and the offense had a couple poor shooting nights. So this was the main problem with the Knicks. Not saying all the Knicks problems are solved. Trust me, as a Knicks fan, I'm not like, yeah, everything's sweet. Like, shit's sweet right now. It's not how I feel. But it seems like the defense is back, and considering that was the glaring problem, it definitely gives you a little bit of hope. So I like to see this for the Knicks, and I think greener pastures are around the corner. You shore up the defense. That team has too much talent not to score. So it's good to see the Knicks defense coming around, and I think the wins will follow. We've already seen them win 2 in a row. The last one was by damn near 150 points against Brooklyn. Also, Landry Shamet went 6 for 6 from 3. A couple games back, came back about 5 games ago. Look, Sacramento's been better on the offensive side of the ball. This Sacramento team's dealing with injuries. Still no Keegan Murray. Zach LaVine is probably going to miss another game. That's not confirmed. He's listed as questionable. Based on this, so remember, these numbers are contrived from the last 10 games. I weight them heavily by the last 10 games. I do that purposely. So it shows the Knicks only as 6-point favorites. That's because it's weighted heavily by the last 10 games. Still no Keegan Murray, or probably no LaVine for the Kings. Strength of schedule for the Kings. They played a strong schedule recently. Sacramento's used 20 different starting lineups in 47 games this year. But the reason I think this 13.5 makes sense here, even though the Knicks have been pretty inconsistent, we're fully. Why are my graphics out of order here? What the heck? Hold on, I need to reorder this. One second. I can't deal with this out of order like that. I'm going to lose my mind. Hopefully they're back in order now. There we go. All right. So we're back fully healthy now. Like I said, Landry Shamet is back. And one thing the Knicks have done a good job of, despite everything they've gone through, they lost a bunch of games, everything they went through, they've played well against bad defenses, and they actually haven't seen a lot. So I was checking it out, and I wanted to look at how the Knicks have played against below-average defenses. So look for defenses with teams with a defensive rating above 115, which is pretty much below average. It's weird. So to find the last 10 games, I had to go back to November 26th. The Knicks have not played a ton of games against bad defenses recently. Now, in those games, they've handled their business. 9-1 straight up, 7-3 against the spread. The Knicks have not had problems winning games and winning games comfortably when they've seen bad defenses. And the Kings are most definitely a bad defense. The Kings are also garbage on the road. 0-9 in their last 9 road games. They're actually 3-19 on the road this year. Just 2-7 against the spread, so they haven't even kept it competitive. So despite 13 being a huge number, I would actually lean Knicks here. This is not the game I bet, though. The game I bet is 2 away. There's a couple I'm considering betting, actually. But the one I bet is Sixers. I mentioned it before. Man, all my graphics are out of order here. I got to scroll through all these. Yeah. Knicks minus 13.5 for me. But this is not the one I bet. New Orleans, Oklahoma City. All right. So this is the healthiest we've seen the New Orleans Pelicans in quite a while. I'm not just talking about Herb Jones. Jose Alvarado is also back, and I feel like he's kind of a more important piece of this team than he gets credit for. Now, he only came back for 1 game, and he didn't even play a ton of minutes, so it's not like he's been back for a while or anything. But if you remember when the Pelicans were in those playoff series, like there was I forget what series it was, but Alvarado was like the most clutch player on the team. So I feel like he's just like an energy guy for them. So Herb Jones, who we know is a huge factor, we're going to talk about that right now. Alvarado is also back for New Orleans. This is the healthiest the Pelicans have been in a while. Now, the 16 games while Herb Jones was hurt. Now, he actually played in one of these, but The 16 games previous, Herb Jones has been back for 2 games. The 16 games before he came back, they were 2-14, 5-11 against the spread. Herb Jones comes back. What do you know? 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread. Herb Jones comes back from injury. The Pelicans win back-to-back games. His on and off for the year. These are in games where Herb Jones was in the lineup. The Pelicans have a 116.5 defensive rating, and they're 15-9 against the spread. So betting on the Pelicans with Herb Jones has actually been pretty profitable this year, 15-9 against the spread. Without Herb Jones, they're 3-21 straight up, 11-13 against the spread, defensive rating over 121. So without Herb Jones, this is the worst defense in the NBA. With Herb Jones, they've actually been pretty competitive defensively, and they've covered the number. So Herb Jones back, huge for this defense. Now, they are going on the road to Oklahoma City, but what do we think of this Thunder team right now? They're a shell of the championship team from last year. There's no Jalen Williams. There's no Hartenstein, A.J. Mitchell, Alex Caruso. I don't think Kason Wallace is going to play either. He's listed as questionable. I don't think he's going to play either. So Oklahoma City just banged up right now. This team just lost back-to-back home games to the Pacers and the Raptors with a 108.3 offensive rating. Things are not okay right now with Oklahoma City. Last 10 games, they're 4-6 against the spread, 8-12 against the spread in the last 20. Betting Oklahoma City has not been a lucrative investment. I don't know how we could lay this big of a number with Oklahoma City. In their last 8 games where they were double-digit favorites, they're 1-7 against the spread. They're 3-5 straight up in those games. So in these games where they're double-digit favorites, not only are they not covering, they're straight up losing these freaking games, man. Should we just be blindly taking these plus 400s? I mean, what games are we talking about here? So they lost to the Pacers. They lost to the Raptors. They lost to the Heat. I don't think they were double-digit favorites to the Heat. They might have been. They lost at home to the Hornets. They lost to the Suns. I don't even know which games these are talking about here. But, yeah. I don't know how you take New Orleans. I don't know how you take Oklahoma City. I guess it would be Pelicans, right? They're fully healthy. This is a huge number. Oklahoma City doesn't look right now. Pelicans. Sixers up. Let's go. I know they just lost by 50 tonight. Yes, I said 50 for those of you that didn't watch any NBA. I believe the final score. They actually brought it back. They actually ended up losing by 37. They were down just about 50 at one point. I did bet Philadelphia minus 9.5. Okay. So the reason I bet the 76ers here. The reason I'm sorry. One thing I forgot to leave left out of it the last game. So the reason I don't have a bet, because everything I said, it was like, how are you not taking New Orleans then? What does New Orleans do? They religiously attack the paint. That's what their offense is built on, attacking the basket. Well, one thing Oklahoma City has been elite at all year is protecting the rim. As long as Chet Holmgren and the other Jalen Williams are active, J-A-Y, Lynn Williams, they're both elite rim protectors. So despite Oklahoma City having all kinds of their problems, I don't really trust them offensively right now with all the injuries. I'm not sure if I trust New Orleans to go in there and score. And if Gilgeous-Alexander has himself a game, I'm not sure if I could trust the Pelicans to keep up. So that's what kept me off that bet. I forgot to include that. All right. Bucks, Sixers. I did bet this one. Giannis out indefinitely. In fact, I'm reading on Twitter. Who knows? NBA Twitter is about as gossipy as it gets. You can't really take anything you hear on there seriously. But I'm reading on Twitter that Giannis very likely has played his last game as a Milwaukee Buck. Again, I'm not saying that. I read it on Twitter. Who knows? He's out indefinitely. Now, the Bucks were looking pretty terrible anyway with Giannis. But without him, I guess you could say they played a tough schedule. But this is a really bad basketball team right now. They've played a tough schedule when they were on a West Coast road trip. So if you're looking to cut the Bucks some slack, you can point at their schedule a little bit. But without Giannis, there's no other way to slice it. This team cannot score points. They were already struggling to score points. Without Giannis this year, they're 3-11 with an offensive rating below 107. Now, it's only a 14-game sample. It was a few weeks ago. Maybe we don't take too much away from this, but the games we saw the Bucks play without Giannis, they could not score points. The offense was stale. It had nothing. They need Giannis to collapse the paint to free things up on the perimeter. That's the only offense the Bucks have. So without Giannis, this offense has been terrible. And not only Giannis, Kevin Porter Jr. is most likely out as well. That's their second leading scorer. So without Giannis and without Kevin Porter Jr., I don't know where the offense is coming from in this game. The current version of the Milwaukee Bucks, I believe, will be, without Giannis, I believe this will be the worst offense in the NBA. Philadelphia has not had problems against bad offenses. And where's my graphic? Of course it's out of order. Why would it be in order? Where's my Philadelphia against bad offenses graphic? Where's my shit, man? Well, their last 10 games against bad offenses, they're 9-1 straight up, 9-1 against the spread with a defensive rating below 106. So they've handled their business when they've played their games against bad offenses. Let me see. That's like the main graphic on this one. Why is it not showing up? Whatever. But yeah, Philadelphia's been dominant against bad offenses. They play elite defense against bad offenses. Sixers should be in good shape here as well. I would like to see Paul George out there, but it looks like Embiid's going to play. Not that Embiid's necessarily been a game changer here. But yeah, I think Philadelphia should play an elite game here defensively. Bucks should really struggle to score on the road in Philly. I know Philly just played a game, but none of their major players played serious minutes. I believe Maxey led the team with like 24, 25 minutes or something. They didn't play serious minutes. They were down huge. Paul George didn't play in the game. Joel Embiid didn't play in the game. So not only has this team done a good job on back-to-backs this year, but no one really played major minutes in that game as well. So yeah, I think Sixers win via blowout. Pistons, Nuggets. So before I get into this one, I was kind of thinking of just blindly taking an over. And I know that seems crazy because the Nuggets have run such a slow pace. But I was checking it out, and the Nuggets have actually been running a slow pace since Aaron Gordon has been back. Since Aaron Gordon came back from injury, the Nuggets just completely slowed down the pace. Well, Aaron Gordon's out again. He's back on the injury report here, which means we're back to watching the Nuggets play without 4 of their 5 starters, back to this version of Denver. Now, the good news for the Nuggets is Valanciunas is back, which is huge. It's huge in general, but in this matchup in particular, because one of the strengths of the Pistons is Isaiah Stewart is a starting center on a lot of teams. And remember when Durant got hurt, Isaiah Stewart was starting at the 5 for the Pistons. He was Defensive Player of the Month for the Eastern Conference. So Isaiah Stewart's a second unit center. It doesn't get better than that. So between Durant and Isaiah Stewart, the Pistons have a good physical 5 on the court for 48 minutes. And having Valanciunas back certainly helps. I still don't know if they can compete in the paint against Detroit in this one. How many minutes is Valanciunas going to play? He's back from injury. He played 1 game. He only played 22 minutes. So having Valanciunas back certainly helps. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but I still would have to imagine the Pistons are able to go into Denver and absolutely dominate the paint in this one. Denver has found a way to hang around despite not playing too well. They haven't looked that bad. In fact, they're actually 7-3 in their last 10 games, 6-4 against the spread. If you look at the opponents, I mean, these are the teams that the Nuggets have played recently. The Bucks, the Wizards, the Lakers, the Hornets, the Wizards again, the Mavericks, the Pelicans, the Bucks again, the Hawks. They've played the easiest schedule ever. And it says right on this graphic, if you look at the bottom right, SOS is strength of schedule. The Nuggets have played the easiest schedule in the NBA, the easiest schedule in the last 10 games, the 29th in the last 10 games. They've played nobody. They've played a cupcake schedule. And like I said, I'm expecting Detroit to absolutely dominate the boards on both sides here. Plenty of offensive rebounding opportunities available. I'm not sure how much Valanciunas can give you. Maybe if Valanciunas is back and plays the game of his life and is able to somehow play 28, 30 minutes here and battle with Duren and Isaiah Stewart, I'm not seeing it. I think Detroit should really dominate down low in this one. Now, if you're looking to play on Denver, you can point at the fact that they've actually strung together a back-to-back good defensive games, which is big because the Nuggets defense had been terrible. Back-to-back games, they've played good defense, but they played the Wizards and then the Bucks. How many minutes did Giannis play before he got hurt in that game? Let me see. They played the Bucks. Oh, no, Giannis actually played. I'm sorry. Giannis played 32 minutes in that one, so he must have got hurt towards the end. So Giannis did play the full game, but played the Bucks and the Wizards. Do we just believe in the Denver defense now? This is where you're looking if you're backing the Nuggets. Because I will say, when it comes to Detroit, I'll back their physicality. I'll back their defense. I like the way the team's put together. Not an easy team to play. Offensively, you can sell me on the offense sputtering. It's Cade Cunningham's been a little bit inconsistent. Great player all around, but I mean, he just had a terrible game recently. So this is your path. If you're backing the Nuggets, you're looking at this and you're saying, Kyle, the Nuggets are low-key playing some secret defense right now. Detroit's offense is inconsistent on the road in the elevation. The Nuggets can play a great defensive game here. That's your path if you're taking Denver. Personally, I'm not seeing it. I'll put the Pistons up. This isn't one I bet. I actually didn't look at the last two. I was handling a couple things, so it's Nets, Suns, and Clippers, Jazz. Didn't get a chance to look. So, all right, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Have yourselves a great night here. Yeah. New betting league starts tonight. Give me like 20 minutes, and I'll have it up. So everyone starts at 0 tonight. So if you make sure you submit by 6 p.m. tomorrow if you're trying to get in on that. Yep. Have a good night, guys.